actually really happy with it. I mean, it was the truth, and that's all I really cared about. I'm not into, being hypocritical or anything. It was the truth, and that's fine. And we actually, I think for myself and my family, covered up a lot of areas that were kind of unknown, kind of got the story out there. And so it kind of helped me because I don't really need to talk about those things anymore. It's like,
that's great. You just pop in. I just want you guys.
See behind the music?
Yeah, just watch this, okay? I'll be back in 30 minutes to talk to you about it.
What were some of the things that they talked about that you really appreciated the most?
Well, I mean, they kind of set the record straight about the emancipation and the problems that I had with my mom and my, opinion on that. A lot about the music and the new direction and that I'm writing now and how I feel about that. And, they got into some issues with my old manager, George. But, at the same time, I didn't have to really say anything. I mean, they interviewed him, and I kind of knew that he was going to just do his own thing.
Right.
I was like, I don't really need to say anything. So I think it kind of gave people some insight in my life and what was going on in my head and why I took a break from the music business and, that I'm a mom now and that I have an 8-year-old little boy. And,
wow.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I think it kind of brought everybody up to date, which was really good.
So did that help you ground you then? Having this little boy, taking time off to raise your child, I'm sure it helped to kind of ground you. I mean, were you grounded when you were big, like back in the late 80s? I mean, how was it? Was it just
kind of grounded?
Was it? I didn't know if it was like out of control or what.
No, I was pretty mellow.
Were you?
Actually, I was pretty mellow. I think for me, during the whole hype of I Think We're Alone Now, the biggest thing for me was to impress the critics.
Yeah.
It was kind of drilled into my head. You got to show people that you really can sing. And so a lot of times I'd walk out on stage, and instead of just being there and enjoying the audience and just, relating to them and having a good time, I was always, you got to sing perfect. You got to have every note, just like the record. And, there's critics out there that just want to, completely tear you apart. So it took away some time from having a good time.
Right, I would think.
I think that would be so stressful. I mean, you look at the things that we have to put up with, some people who are really, really critical of our show.
Yeah.
I can only imagine being you and having critics all over the nation.
Well, now I think,
impress.
The difference is I go out and do my show and, I'm a regular person. I vocalize. I'm very comfortable with my voice at this point. But there are times that something comes out of you that you go, wow, what was that? Is that scary? So, I kind of roll with it now. Before that would have really shook my confidence and I would have been completely just set back. Now I just kind of go, oh, sorry, and we laugh about it and move right along. But the show is really strong, and that's kind of what's my momentum right now.
So what about the show? Where is it going to be today and what time? And
it's at 12 o'clock at BYU. And
we're at on BYU's campus. Do we know?
Yeah, let's
question for this man.
Yeah, let's get over there. Where exactly is it?
It is at the Wilkinson Center. It's outside of the Wilkinson Center.
Outside the Wilkinson Center?
Yeah.
And what time does it start?
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. And it's free to the public.
Absolutely free.
Now, tomorrow you're going to be playing over at Utah State?
Right.
No, UVSC.
UVSC.
Oh,
I'm just going along with
I'm
it.
sorry,
Sure,
UVSC.
take me anywhere.
Okay.
That's okay. We screwed it up earlier. That's okay.
Hello.
And that's free as
It's
well.
early.
And that's free as well. Do we know where you're going to be playing at UVSC? Or?
The quad.
The
Okay,
quad?
the quad.
Okay.
Okay, what we're going to
I'm
do...
well informed, aren't I? I just kind of
That's
go
okay.
along. Oh,
And the public is invited to this, too. You don't have to be a college student. If you want to go down there and check out Tiffany, maybe you were a big Tiffany fan back in the day and you want to hear her new stuff, she's got a lot of great stuff right now.
And speaking of back in the day, I want to come back. Can you hang around for a couple more minutes? I want to talk about how you've got history here in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Back how you just basically caused some riots.
Yeah.
Back in the late 80s. So at 7:45, we have Tiffany in studio. As a matter of fact, this is the latest track from her new album, The Color of Silence. This is Open My Eyes. So we'll come back in a couple of minutes here. Tiffany, live here at ZHT. Today's Hit Music 94.9 ZHT. It's Tiffany from The Color of Silence. That is Open My Eyes. 7:50 now. Frankie, Danger Boy, and Kelly.
And we're going to see sunshine today. It's going to be a great day for a Tiffany concert, everybody.
Woo-hoo!
A high 46 right now, 34.
And if you're just joining the show, we have Tiffany in studio with us. So, Tiffany, we were talking a few minutes ago how you've got history here in Salt Lake City.
Right.
So back in the late 80s, back when I Think We Were Alone Now, or I Think We're Alone Now kind of was huge, you were playing, you were doing like a mall tour, and you came through Salt Lake, and tell us about that. I guess it was just like a riot.
It really got out of hand. I mean, it made me nervous. I was totally thrilled about it, but a lot of people were getting crushed and hurt, and
Like cop cars getting overturned.
yeah.
And
So
Metallica, watch out.
that was at a part, that we really started to kind of analyze the mall tour and go, okay, well, maybe we need to do small venues now.
yeah.
Where were you exactly?
Yeah. Do you remember the mall?
Oh, wow.
Does anybody in the room remember the mall or no?
Ron remembers the mall, but he ran away.
He ran away. I wonder if it was. Oh, he's right there at the door.
phone is probably ringing.
Which mall was it that this all happened at,
You
Ron?
remember in the late 80s? Was it Fashion Place or was it
Crossroads.
Crossroads?
No.
Was it Crossroads?
Was it Crossroads?
There you go. It's Crossroads. Wow. So
The crossroads happened at the crossroads.
Yeah, my other partner was with me on the mall tour, and he tells me all these experiences that went on behind the scenes that I knew nothing about.
like what?
Well, I knew there was a lot of times that we would go into a mall and people weren't pre-warned that we were going to be coming, and we'd set up next to like a jewelry store or something, and people would come screaming out of their stores,
Really?
"Shut it off! You're too loud! Go away!" And we were like, "No, we're supposed to be here." And so we'd have to go get management
Yeah.
and a lot of angry people in the beginning.
What about did you cause any more like riots and ruckus along the way? As you're getting bigger, I'm sure that more and more of that kind of thing happened.
Right. I mean, there was a lot of times that we started having to put barricades around the stage, and it was really hard because you had various ages in the crowd, but I also had 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and a lot of times they were out front, and I'd see a lot of these little kids, like their faces stuck to the screens, and I'd be like, "Can everybody back up? This is not safe."
This
And,
little boy's turning blue.
and I'd have to stop singing and just wait until everybody kind of calmed down. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it was just a strange thing.
What about you? Did you ever fear for your life to be in a situation where, with fans either being mobbed, kind of like a Beatles kind of scene where you're getting chased, or anything like that ever happen in your career?
Oh, yeah. There was a time in Stockton when I was supposed to play a club, and I went in, and the club was just completely packed. And the fire department came in and kind of shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go into the limo, and they were angry that I couldn't perform. But it wasn't my fault. So
Right,
they
right.
were rocking our car.
Oh,
you're
my.
kidding.
Like jumping on the limo and smashing the window. Yeah. I was like, okay.
So what did they end up doing? Just kind of driving away, just driving through the crowd, or what? Running
Running some
over
people
We
people?
had to
Thump,
go
thump,
pretty
thump.
fairly slow.
I rolled down the window and just fired blindly into the crowd with my I carry a 357 snub nose in my purse.
And my best friend is Puff Daddy. So, JT Mackenzie, our midday host, she wanted me to ask you this because she's like a New Kids on the Block psycho.
I am not.
No, she is. She really is.
She really is. As a matter of fact, who was it that was here a couple years ago?
It was Jordan Knight.
Jordan
Oh,
Knight.
yeah.
She was like, oh my gosh, it's Jordan Knight. But anyway, she wanted me to ask you about New Kids on the Block and if you had a fling with any of these guys.
Yeah, I dated Jonathan for almost 2 years.
And it was a big
And
secret.
now I can say it.
Now I can say it because
So it was a big secret.
It was a big, we kept it a secret because, it's just, it's kind of heart-wrenching for the fans. And also for me, here there were these girls that the year before were, "Oh, Tiffany, I love you." And, now they were like, "You horrible creature," because you're on the road with Joe and Jordan. And they kind of turned on me.
Really?
So, and I understood that.
Jealousy.
But, it was very hard. And so, John and I talked about it, and he's like, "Let's just not say anything, okay?" I was like,
But the
"Let's
rumors
not."
obviously were like out there roaming around, right?
They were out there. We had to kind of deny it,
Yeah.
which was hard because, you're kind of telling a lie a little bit.
Well, that's,
and I think that's why our relationship didn't go on. Before I got married, he called me and said, I can't believe you're getting married. And I said, "Well, John, you go away for months at a time and you don't call me, and then you come back." He's like, "Well, I thought we were still dating." I was like, "Well, how could that be? I
Yeah.
haven't heard from you."
Well, that's like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake and their relationship. But do you think that the women are turning on Britney Spears because of her relationship with Justin
I
Timberlake?
don't really know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure some girl fans
Yeah.
are, because
She's a hoe bag.
he's kind of a hottie, so.
Well, it sounds to me like John didn't get over you when you thought it was over and you got on with your life and we're getting married. So what's the deal now? You're married?
Well,
and-
I'm interested to see. We just did True Hollywood Story, and they interviewed me about the New Kids. And I guess apparently they interviewed John, and he was like, "Yeah, she was my first love." And,
Wow.
and
Really?
I just saw him on Oprah
Good for you,
recently,
though.
and he like suffers from panic attacks and stuff like that.
I
you know?
saw that. Yeah,
So
I forgot about that.
I was kind of like sitting having dinner with my husband, and I said, it really bothered me because, of course, he's like my, a good friend. We went through a time together, and he's a buddy. I'm very protective of the new kids.
You broke his heart.
And so I was really bummed that day. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not okay that somebody I care about is not okay. So I kind of had a down day.
But I mean, as far as like boyfriend, girlfriend breakup type situations go, I mean, it's cool that he's still eating his heart out over you, right? I mean, you gotta love that.
Sounds like he's kind of got like a shrine or something. He probably sits at home and just weeps.
He's probably your
fine, I'm
stalker, your
sure.
personal stalker.
He just sits at home carving your name in his arm. Dun, 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 dun.
He's a good-looking guy. I'm sure he's doing just quite well.
Hanging tough.
Now, you were just in town for Sundance, right? Weren't you in town for
Yeah.
Sundance? And what was up with that? You're hanging out with somebody from NSYNC?
Well, actually, I'm good friends with Lance Bass. So he opened up a production company called A Happy Place. So I kind of did like the kickoff party, and I just was the entertainment for the evening, which was very cool.
Was it fun? Did you have a good time?
Well, we were all in the car, and they were like, well, I think maybe Whitney Houston is coming, and I think maybe, I'm like, let's not tell me who's coming, okay?
Right, to freak you out a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I was like, woo, let's not talk about that.
Where did you play?
Well, he had rented a home. Like,
Oh,
you're
pretty
kidding.
big home.
like up in Deer Valley, one of those big
Yeah,
mansion,
really
log
nice.
cabin things.
It was great. I mean, I'm sitting there, and we had a late sound check, and it was about 6:30, and there was this house was completely bare, nothing in there. And I said, well, what time's the party? They're like, oh, it starts at 9. And I'm, when I have parties, I'm like ready for hours, and I'm like sitting there, So I'm going, okay, wow, we better get on it. And literally, like, trucks pulled up by like 7 o'clock, and it was completely furnished from head to toe.
Wow.
Paintings hung on the wall. I was like, well, go, Lance. All right.
That's awesome. Now, do you got any
Exactly.
good Sundance stories to share with us? Like stars, anything go down that you witnessed?
Did
No,
Whitney Houston
I mean-
show up?
I don't think so.
And if so, did she have good gut? Never mind.
Oh, easy now. No, actually, I got to see Sissy Spacek. That's a big word for me right now. Out on the street, kind of giving an interview and stuff, and she's very cool.
Oh, wow.
So
That's what I hear.
like admiring from afar. But we were like, oh, Sissy Spacek, wow. Let's just sit here and look at her.
And who else did you kind of hang
You know
with?
what? I pretty much, because I was performing, I really didn't like meet too many people. I kind of met some people at the party, but what was the... Meg Ryan was there, but I didn't get a chance to meet her.
Did
Was
you
she
ask her
with-
about Russell Crowe?
Yeah, was she with Russell
I heard
Crowe?
she was singing to I Think We're Alone Now, which was kind of cool. Kind of hot.
That's great.
Oh, my.
All right, we know you're pressed for time, so real quick, we'll BYU today at noon. Where's it? Right out front of the Wilkinson Center, right? Okay, it's absolutely free. Then tomorrow, UVSC outside in the quad, and we've just got word that apparently all your college shows they're breaking like attendance records, huge.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and
this is great for the College Tour
if
2001.
you think things got wild at Berkeley, wait till you see what goes down in Provo today. I'm pretty sure it's going to get ugly.
Hey, you never know, man, because they're taking away fun left and right down there. So this is a chance for them to have fun for free.
These
So
people need an outlet.
big time. That's exactly my point. So.
And the cool thing of it is the public is invited, and like you said, it's absolutely free, and it's going to be fun. Fun down in Happy Valley, yeah!
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Tiffany.
Thank you guys so much.
And we'll talk to you soon. Anytime you come through town, we'd love to have you back in studio.
I appreciate it.
And maybe you can stay a little longer next time.
Okay,
Okay,
no
thank you. 7:59 now with the Z Morning Zoo.